Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to the Arsenal. Today we kick off with Julian Draxler. Now, a couple of years ago, this guy was on Arsenal's radar. He was the #1 target during the January transfer window. And at that time, it was he had a release clause, I think it was of £35 million. And it was ridiculous money being quoted for this kid. I mean, he's only a youngster, talented, one of the biggest talents in German football, but crazy money was being quoted for him. However, that release clause is now gone, and he's available for a lot cheaper, under the £20 million mark. Now, we're being told today that Arsenal are readying a new bid. A new bid to try and bring Draxler to Arsenal. It was Juventus who were the front runners to try and bring him in. They apparently made an offer for him of around about just over £15 million, which was turned down. Well, we're being told that Arsenal are preparing a bid of 17.9 million with 2.8 million in add-ons to sign him, and that's according to Italian outlet Tutto Juve. Now, I don't know. You know, sometimes you look at some signings and you think to yourself, well, we don't need him. We've got players in that position, which we do have. But for that sort of money, and when I look at some of the money that's been paid for players recently in the Premier League, I mean, you saw Shaqiri has gone for, what was it, about 12 million. Rondon has gone to Stoke. You've even had, you know, certain players that you wouldn't even consider real top quality going in around about the 15 million mark this month. That is a bargain for Julian Draxler. To me, we used to hear that you could convert him into a striker, that's an option, that converting him into a striker would be good, but it just seems so cheap for a player of that quality that either one of two things, either Leverkusen have said because of all the injuries, we'll let him go. He's injury prone, so we let him go on the cheap. Or it's just a no-brainer. Go and get him, and let's just fit him into the team somewhere. I mean, as I said, we were being told that he could be groomed to play as a striker. He can play down that left-hand side where we've had problems in the past. But that seems like a cheap price. But we're being told that Arsenal preparing a bid. Let's see if that happens. Another player we're being told that Arsenal are looking at very hard at the moment and thinking about activating his release clause. We spoke about him yesterday, Grzegorz Kryciak. Another pronunciation of the name. I need to ring up a couple of my Polish mates and try and get the right pronunciation. But we're being told that Arsenal, again, ready in a bid for this Polish enforcer. The release clause for him is £21.4 million. Now, again, not crazy money. Let's not forget, Arsenal haven't spent hardly any money so far in this transfer window. They have only literally spent the money on Petr Cech. That is all they've done, which is what, £10.9 million. So they've got loads and loads and loads of money to spend. That's without a doubt. We remember when Lord Harris came out and said Arsenal's got £200 million at their disposal. All right, not all of that on transfers, but they've definitely got loads of money to spend. £21.4 million on this guy would not be, it'd be nothing in comparison to what Arsenal have available for at the moment. We're also being told that, Flamini is on his way out, that he's been told by Arsenal that he's a surplus to their requirements. And, there's been things going around in the media that Flamini is saying, well, if I got to go, I want a payoff, whatever. But listen, Arsenal have got the money to get this deal done. Now, people look on it and think, well, there's still Arteta there. I don't think Arsene Wenger is going to get rid of Arteta because he really likes him, thinks he's a real leader around the place. Of course, Coquelin, but if you bring in Kryciak and you've got Coquelin, you've all of a sudden got two very, very, very good holding midfielders, and it virtually solves that problem. And for me, £21.4 million, that is nothing to go and activate that release clause. You cannot tell me that he would not be willing to come to Arsenal to play. Sevilla, great club, but he would love to come and play at the Emirates Stadium. So let's keep an eye on that one. But we're being told that Arsenal looking at activating that release clause. I think that would go down well with a lot of Arsenal fans. Yet to be seen, though, as I said, Wenger seems to have a lot of faith in Mikel Arteta, although a lot of fans do feel that his legs have gone. Linked again also to a goalkeeper. This is goes by the name of Roberto Jimenez, Spanish. He actually plays for Olympiacos over there in Greece. 29 years of age now. Marca, the Spanish publication, have claimed that Arsenal are looking to sign him. He's available for £4.3 million. And, of course, he come in as a third goalkeeper. He's played previously in the past for Atletico Madrid, Benfica, Real Zaragoza. But he would come in as a third-line keeper. Of course, we sent Emilio Martinez out on loan yesterday. He's joined Wolves. Wojciech Szczesny has joined Roma. So we've effectively only really got two senior goalkeepers in Ospina and, of course, Petr Cech. And we all know that, you always need that third keeper just in case of injuries, something we do pick up. And this guy's been linked. You do wonder to yourself if there's not a goalkeeper like in the youth team or whatever they could promote up instead of spending that sort of money. If indeed they are going to spend that money, it is all speculation at the moment. Which then brings me to the next story, which is very interesting, which is Josh Vickers, who is a goalkeeper from the youth team. He seems very young. He's only 19 years of age. And I suppose you don't want to be throwing a 19-year-old into a Premier League game if disaster did strike. But anyway, he's joined Swansea after a successful trial. Has come up through the Arsenal Academy, but he has moved to Swansea. So good luck to him on his adventure over there at Swansea. He'll be playing, of course, with Fabianski, who was also at Arsenal. So Vickers on his way out. Another player that's been seemingly been negotiating the whole summer to try and get a move away. And we seem to be doing great business moving players out. We're the ones coming in, right? And, of course, that's Joel Campbell. Palermo were the team that have been trying to buy him. They pulled out last week saying that, Arsenal, very, very hard club to deal with and, they want too much money, etc. We're now being told that they're back in again, Palermo, back in again for Joel Campbell, said to be putting in, getting close to that offer of £7 million, which Arsenal are saying nothing less than that, and quite rightly so. Listen, he's an international player. He's been much travelled. For me, he does need to go somewhere permanently. You can't just keep going loan. You've got to go somewhere, go there permanently. I think somewhere where he's going to be the main man and he can make his mark. But Palermo negotiating at the moment again with Arsenal over a switch for Joel Campbell, to go over to Italy and ply his trade. We haven't spoken yet about Benzema. And we got to speak about Benzema. Now, not much on the Benzema front today. Still lots of stories flying around about Benzema coming to Arsenal, but it's gone very quiet. Listen, if anything's going on, it's all going on behind the scenes. But what has been very funny about the whole Benzema thing is this the Venezuelan model, Jenny Lazario. Oh, she's been brilliant, right? I'll tell you what, I give her 10 out of 10 for self-publicity. She is an absolute genius, right? Come at ESPN report. She does a few little bits on ESPN, but she's essentially a model. But her latest offer at least gives a little consolation to Arsenal fans, because she says, listen, if Karim Benzema doesn't sign for Arsenal, she's taken up a challenge from Arsenal Miami to be punished. So she agrees to be punished. She posted a video on her Twitter agreeing to be punished. So at least if we don't get Benzema, there'll be some consolation for Arsenal fans by the beautiful Jenny Lazario from Venezuela. She has just got herself so many followers on Twitter. got herself so much publicity. Absolute genius she's been. But she's still saying that she feels that Karim Benzema is definitely going to be coming to Arsenal. Let's hope she's right. If she's not, she'll get punished. Winners all round. Right, let's get back to the serious stuff. Thomas Rosicky out injured again. Arsenal injuries. It just out for 8 weeks. He's had to have a minor knee operation. Going to rule him out for at least 8 weeks. He hasn't really played a lot, but he's a very important player to have to come in, because we know that he can be very devastating coming off the bench. We know that he's a senior player, and he's a big time player. And so more injuries again, but hopefully Thomas Rosicky will return to the fold very, very soon. And also on the injury front, some better news this time on Jack Wilshere. And Jack Wilshere, who, of course, we were told the other day suffered this serious knee injury and is going to be out for quite a long time. Well, we're being told today that that injury, sorry, to his ankle it was, that injury is not as bad as they first thought. And actually, he's going to be coming back from Dubai, where he's been out there sort of like doing some training. And they're saying that Jack should be back very shortly in the Arsenal team. You know, that he will even be able to sort of return to training, which I think is very good news. It would be good to have Jack Wilshere back and playing and back and fit. And let's just hope, you know what I mean, that this guy can stay injury free. Such an important player for Arsenal, but just never ever seems to stay fit. And it's been our problem at Arsenal. Keeping players fit at Arsenal has been a major problem. And if we can keep players like Wilshere fit, we've got a chance. But listen, what do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Draxler, what do you think of this whole Draxler thing? Is it a no-brainer? Do you just go out there? We know we've got all these midfielders, right? But when a player of that quality is so cheap, do you not just go out there and sign him? I mean, Santi Cazorla, what, he's 30 now. So not years and years left for Santi. And Draxler looks like he could be the sort of midfielder who could be pretty versatile. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. Let me know if you think Draxler will be a good signing for Arsenal. We need to. I think listen. We've only made one signing, and what I think I read something yesterday that we're the only Premier League club that hasn't made an outfield signing this transfer window. And that's true. We've only signed a goalkeeper. We've not made any additions to the rest of the the outfield players. And I believe that we do. We need to make two. Every fan saying it. Defensive midfielder, striker. If we can make those two, oh my gosh, we can make a serious challenge to try and win the title this season.